From the trade deadline to injuries and more, let's talk about the current status of the Anaheim Ducks. Because things are getting interesting. Starting with some breaking news, Adam Henrique and Sam Carrick have been traded to the Edmonton Oilers for this year's first-round pick and a fifth-round pick next year. That could become a fourth if the Oilers win a cup. So, a fifth-round pick from Tampa. Also of note, the Ducks are retaining both 50% of Carrick and Henrique's deals, meaning they do not have a retention spot left. Basically meaning there is literally 0% chance John Gibson gets moved now, at least till the offseason. For Edmonton fans, you're getting two constant professionals on and off the ice. Both players will and can do anything that is asked for them. They are both good at face-offs. Both were on the penalty kill and the power play. Carrick should not have been on the power play, but you see why the Ducks are bad. Rico has played mostly on the wing the past couple years, but he can play center. He has been with the Ducks since he was acquired from the Devils in 2017, one of Bargain Bob's best trades. He has played big roles and minutes, being tops and points on the team, so he is capable of being elevated in the lineup. He's been a leader, wearing the A for almost all of his tenure. What he has done on and off the ice with the Ducks organization should be commended, especially with all the hard losing years where he thought he would be in the playoffs year after year. We forget about 2018, okay? For Carrick, he has been with the organization since 2016 and has had quite a story with the goals. Captain of the goals, he still leads the goals in points and other stats. And this was the first season he made the Ducks opening night roster. He brought grit and effort every night. He always stood up for his teammates, always taking on the bigger man. He essentially was the fifth-round pick coming back to us, which, to be honest, I don't really love that value. I know I'm overvaluing him, but I thought what he would do for the last remaining games would mean more to us than that fifth-round pick. I'm keeping in mind that my favorite player, Troy Terry, was a fifth-round pick, but I guess he was the tipping point of getting our ultimate goal of a first-round pick for Henrique, which I'm shocked we still got, by the way, after what Ottawa traded Tarasenko for. But thank you, Uncle Rico and Sammy, for their time here, and best of luck in the playoffs with Perry. And to Beaker, you dirty dog, you did it again. Another trade Beaker has come out on top of, the Cutter trade, and the Ilya Lyubushkin trade as well this past week.
What's up, Boosh?
How are you?
Good, how are you? Hope you get to stay around.
Sorry, Boosh, you didn't stay. We traded Gummy Bear for a fourth-round pick in the offseason. He got to play mentor for Minty for over half a season, and then we were able to flip him for more than we spent on him. And now, he gets to go to a playoff team. Win-win for everyone involved. Now, like I mentioned earlier with the retention thing with Gibson, he is not going to be moved. The only two Ducks left, but are most likely not going to be also, is Vetrano and Sylph. With no retention, Sylph makes almost impossible too. And the Vetrano, his contract is still of a great value, so it's possible, but I think we're going to see a very quiet trade deadline now. So we'll have to see if Beaker has more in him, because the Ducks really don't have that much in them, as they are looking very thin everywhere in the lineup now. They have to play 11 forward and 7D tonight, as Terry, Carlson, McTavish, Zegras are all out tonight. I am happy to see that the 11-7 format is because of injuries, not because of a coaching decision. So to combat the lack of forward depth, the Ducks have recalled Pavel Regenda, The Agenda, and Glenn Godwin, who have been the Goals' most consistent and best forwards this season. Would have liked to see Nestorenko or another young player over Godwin, but he has been very good this season, so I'm happy he gets rewarded. All the injuries leave me to believe the rest of the deadline for the Ducks will be quiet, unless we are getting players back in deals, because we got nothing left. And if a lot of you are concerned by the Ducks' play, it's not going to look any better, but I will say, the boys will have to continue to compete like they have done since our last recap video on the Kings game on February 24th. Since then, the Ducks have played 4 games, winning 2 of them back-to-back. Now, of course, they were outshot by 40-plus shots in those games combined, but what's new? But proud of the boys' efforts in those games with so many key players in and mostly just out of the lineup. I want to commend a few players on their efforts in the last few games. I especially want to shout out Fowler. Look, we all know Cam's play has dipped a lot this season, but he took a puck to the face and missed only 1 game. And then he played in a bubble for a period, and then he even took it off and played the rest of the game in just a visor looking like this. That makes it just 1 game he has missed in his last 2 years. And you know what they say, the best ability is availability, and he has been that recently. And he still has a mean catwalk too. Of course, the person shining brightest in these games has been Dostal.
I was just saying to myself, it's just time to shine, so...
You can tell how much fun he is having. You can't hide that smile underneath that mask. He has made world-class saves to making the positionally sound saves look easy. Then there is also Max Jones, who has taken advantage of being higher in the lineup and putting together some of his best games in his career. He is fighting for a contract right now, and if he can play with the physicality and effort consistently he has in these past few games, His contract chances are looking good. It's also nice that he has been rewarded for his efforts with points on the board, too. Honestly, there have been a lot of players who have stepped up with all the injuries. Lundy had some good games, Zelli being recalled, Good is playing more minutes. So drop some others in the comments, too. Also, I want to thank everyone for their kind messages this past week. I still don't know how consistent videos will be, and sometimes it might just be audio with like a picture or something, but the Ducks are having their newly annual Ducks Migration event this Saturday at 10 a.m., and I'm going to attempt to live stream it. We'll see how it goes. You can hear from Ducks staff, including the Beaks himself, and meet players after, so hopefully see you then. Thank you for watching, and go Ducks!